a real stamina sapping race. Number 1 is Helcon Jean Lade, last year's winner. Christian Williams in the saddle. 2 is Juveneur, one of 2 Trevor Hemmings owned runners in the race. Mick Fitzgerald in the saddle. 3 is Dom Dorjavel, Tom Scudamore. 4 is Sir Rembrandt, the mount of James White. Down to 5, which is Idle Talk. A green distinguishing cap on this other Hemmings owned runner, Stephen Crane. 6 is Gunga Do, Ruby Welsh. 7, Cornish Set, Mr. Nick Schofield. 8 is Norton Brook, David England. 9, Dream Alliance, owned in Wales by a huge syndicate, Richard Johnson in the saddle. 10 is Baron Windrush, Jason Maguire. 11, Homer Wells, Davy Condon. 12, Fair Question, Liam Treadwell. 13 is Preacher Boy, Noel Feely. Take out 14. 15 is Miko de Beauchene, the mount of Andrew Thornton. 16, Over the Creek, is Johnny Farrelly. Down to 17, GVM, Liam Hurd. 18 is Not Left Yet, the mount here of Timmy Murphy, and wearing the first set of David Johnson's colours. His other runner is Over the Creek, of course. 19 is L'Aventure, winner of this race a couple of years back, Darryl Jacob, and Take Out 20. So 18 face.
Shortening all the time, Claire. It's now the 4-to-1 favourite. There's a big support here on the track for Dream Alliance. That's now into 6-to-1 from 7. So really good support for that one. And that probably is the best backed horse here on the track. But Gunga Do now 4-to-1 from 5-to-1. Really good support for it.
And beginning at the rear of the field is Not Left Yet, and Norton Brook is the first one to begin. Goes on in the early stages from L'Aventure over on the far side with the white cap. Up there too in the early stages, Baron Windrush as they come to the first turn. Homer Wells is not that far behind them. Miko de Beauchene is further back in the field, and they're followed next by Baron Windrush, who's right up there as well. Then taking up a prominent position on the inside, Sir Rembrandt, followed next in the field by Preacher Boy and GVM. Gunga Do is right there, position on the inside rail, as all the time they're climbing uphill now towards the back on the first occasion. Juveneur settling towards the rear of the field in company there with Cornish Set, as the leader now comes to the first of 22. Sailing over it there in the lead was Norton Brook, lands over it from L'Aventure. 2 or 3 lengths away then in third is Preacher Boy, the outside, as they come to the first open ditch. Right there in the centre, Homer Wells, followed by GVM in that check jacket, followed then by Miko de Beauchene as they sail over the third. Helcon Jean Lade, last year's winner, is handy enough, so too is Gunga Do. They're followed next in the field by Dom Dorjavel as they come now to the fourth fence in this Coral Welsh National. Fair Question is out very deep on the track, followed further back in the field then by Not Left Yet, who's made a couple of places on the inside. Heading now to the fifth, and it's a Norton Brook who led over it by 2 or 3 lengths. 2 in second place there, L'Aventure, followed in third by Preacher Boy, and then GVM from Miko de Beauchene. They head over the sixth. Further back, Helcon Jean Lade from Gunga Do, and Sir Rembrandt the inside. Fair Question is deep off the track, followed further back in the field by Dom Dorjavel. And then out deeper is Over the Creek in the red cap. Back in the field is Idle Talk, followed as they leave the back by Juveneur, who's well back in the field. Not Left Yet is giving them a long start, but Norton Brook is the leader as they sweep around this turn towards home by 2 or 3 lengths. 2 in second place, the white cap of L'Aventure. Up in third on the outer as they come to the turn is Preacher Boy, followed then by GVM and Miko de Beauchene. Further back then on the outside, Helcon Jean Lade, followed by Gunga Do, and then Idle Talk, the green cap, moving up on the inside as they come to the seventh, the first one in the home straight. Homer Wells has lost a couple of places. Dom Dorjavel is back there in the centre of the field. So too Juveneur, followed then by Dream Alliance, is going the shortest way as they go over the open ditch there. Dream Alliance not that fluent at all. They're followed by Cornish Set is back in the field, and Not Left Yet is the trailer as they head up now to the ninth. and it's Norton Brook who led over it by 2 or 3 lengths. To Halcon Jean Lade, last year's winner, who goes second, followed then by Preacher Boy. Then on the inside, the white cap of L'Aventure, an extravagant lead by the leader. Gungadoo jumped that particularly well and is travelling well. Followed then by Miko de Beauchene, and further back is Sir Rembrandt as they come to the 11th, the halfway point in the Coral Welsh National. Norton Brook is the leader by 6 lengths or so as they go to the judge. From in second place, Halcon Jean Lade. As I look down the track, Baron Windrush has been pulled up. But at this stage, Norman, which one would you like to be on?
Yeah, it's a difficult, Jim, to get away from the favourite Gungadoo. He's jumping, travelling. He seems to be absolutely loving it and loving the ground. And Halcon Jean-Lade is down the inside. He's travelling well. Not Left Yet and Dream Alliance are the two. Not Left Yet is just coming back on the bridle, but Dream Alliance is just ahead of him, and he's struggled with his jumping, and you could just see Richard Johnson just giving him a smack on the shoulder as well. But Juvenile, he's also taking his time, but Ruby Walsh, I'd say, is in the perfect position.
As they start to race up the back now, and one that has parted company with his rider is Not Left Yet as they went down to that stable bend. And Timmy Murphy is now up on his feet and walking away, rather disgusted, as they go into the back now. They've got 11 fences left to jump. And it's Norton Brook out in front by a couple of lengths. To Halcon Jean Lade. Then on the outside going third is Preacher Boy, followed further back by Gungadoo. Then on the inside of runners is L'Aventure. Third open ditch, and Norton Brook sailed over that. Nicely clear here. From Idle Talk, who has come to grief at the rear of the field. But Norton Brook it is, and Dream Alliance is not jumping well. So they leave the back now, going to the 15th. Norton Brook out in front here by 3 or 4 lengths. To in second placing, Halcon Jean Lade. And out deeper on the track is Preacher Boy, as all the time they're heading towards this last one down the back. Fair Question and Dream Alliance have both been pulled up at the rear of the field. But it's Norton Brook by 3 or 4 lengths. To in second place, Halcon Jean Lade. Gungadoo travelling particularly well in third now, followed by Miko de Beauchene, and further back is GVM. Followed behind them the red cap of Over the Creek. Out deeper then is Preacher Boy, followed by Cornish Set, as they prepare now to leave the back and start this long run towards home. And Halcon Jean Lade under top weight, running a great race here on the inside, but it's Norton Brook who leads them towards home. Norton Brook in front, running a great race from Halcon Jean Lade. Biding his time in third is Ruby Walsh on Gungadoo, followed further back by Miko de Beauchene and GVM around the outside. A long gap in the field then to Over the Creek, then Cornish Set, Preacher Boy. Further back in the field then Juvenile and L'Aventure. 5 left to jump now in the Coral Welsh National, and anybody's race here. As in the centre, it's Gungadoo, who now ranges up to grab a narrow lead. In fact, fighting it out with Halcon Jean Lade and Miko de Beauchene. 3 in line over that. 3 or 4 lengths in advance now of giving chase. GVM is under pressure. A gap then to Norton Brook, but running up now with 3 fences left to jump in the Coral Welsh National. Halcon Jean Lade on the far side, bidding for back-to-back wins. Miko de Beauchene is the challenger. 4 or 5 lengths in advance now of Gungadoo, who hasn't picked up. Coming to the second last in the Welsh National. A mighty leap by Halcon Jean Lade. He's landed over at 2 or 3 lengths in front. From in second now, Miko de Beauchene as they come up towards the last of the 22 fences. Halcon Jean Lade ploughed through it. He's still battling on. Miko de Beauchene is trying to raise an effort now. Halcon Jean Lade under his big weight. He's a half length in front. Now Miko de Beauchene coming at him with every stride. Miko de Beauchene grabs the lead. Miko de Beauchene has got up to win the Welsh National from Halcon Jean Lade. In third then Over the Creek, Norton Brook in fourth, followed further back then by GVM. They're followed further back by Gungadoo. Back there is Sir Rembrandt. Behind them is L'Aventure, Cornish Set,
Here, probably the biggest price it's been all day and in the build-up to the race. A well-backed horse in the build-up, but not so much on the day, although an emotional triumph. Miko de Beauchene wins at 13-2. Alson General Days returned 17-2 for Christian Williams and Alan King, bidding to become the first back-to-back winner of the Coral Welsh National since Bonanza Boy in the late 80s. Over the Creek third for Johnny Farrelly and the informed David Pipe at 10-1. And what a race Norton Brook rode, 33-1, finished fourth for Nigel Twist and Dave.